Hope you all are doing good and staying safe. So you might be wondering, today isn't Sunday morning. It is, in fact, Saturday morning, and I don't have a clock on my Roadster Interceptor, but it's about 5 a.m. and I am headed out on a short ride. I know it's not raining today. I just hope the weather stays good. So now I've just tanked up. So I have all the rather 6 bars of fuel. So in total I've done 2592 on the Odo. So yeah, reset the trip and heading out on a short ride. On the Interceptor for a change. So yeah, this has been one hell of a machine in terms of the practicality and the usability, and overall the power what the particular engine delivers is truly amazing, and extremely linear power delivery. It's not something which is going to scare you, and if somebody is looking to have a first bike as Interceptor, they can safely do so. So yeah, so I've done my running in on this bike, and I've completed and taking it out on the highway first time, and I'm really going to explore its capabilities, of course within the limits. Yeah, it's still quite dark here, and I just hope it's been raining cats and dogs last couple of days, and I just hope that things get better today because it isn't raining. So but still, however, the roads are damp and wet, so still I ventured out because for a simple reason, we need to ride. We need to really ride to clear our head. So that's exactly is the reason, nothing else. So yeah, so I'll be heading over to the highway in a while, and we'll get talking. So this particular bike is bone stock at this point in time, and it's running on the stock headlamp, which is of course a simple halogen setup, 55 by 60 watts, and it's not a white light, it's a basic halogen bulb what comes in from the factory. So as you can see, this is pretty much the brightness what this bike gives as a low beam and as a high beam. So I will not say this is bad, but this isn't just enough if you have a dark patch of road. So certainly a pair of aux lamps would be beneficial. So I'll just show you a dark patch so that you can gauge as to what I'm talking about. So yeah, so, and it's a foggy morning as well. So as you can see, I will say this is decent, but you know, if you have a pair of aux lamps, life would be much better. But again, as this is not going to be my primary or the touring bike, it's going to be primarily for short rides and the city rides. I haven't gone for a aux lamps. So that's the story here. So that's about the light. and I've ridden about 2500 plus on the bike since last 2 months, and been primarily using it for my daily errands and short trips. Of course, for the long hauls and the highway rides, Versys is the king. Nothing comes close. So yeah, so today I'm going to head towards Hosur Road, and I've headed out at 5 a.m. In anticipation that I could probably witness the morning sunrise. Let's see if I get lucky. If the weather clears up, there would be a beautiful sunlight, else it would be the same dull, gloomy days what we have been experiencing at Bangalore. And it's been quite chilly in Bangalore, and temperatures have been dropping as low as 7 degrees Celsius, and people on the social media have been commenting and putting up a lot of posts comparing Bangalore to Ooty. So that's something which has never happened in the past, at least last 25 years. I haven't seen. Last weekend I couldn't head out a ride because of bad weather and all that stuff, but I think I'm truly amazed to see the wonderful red green lights in front of me while I get off this toll gate. That too without paying. That's an amazing feeling, right? So yeah, so you might be observing that my twin pods are fogging up. I'm not sure if you're able to make it out. It's fogging up, and this is a known issue on the Interceptors, and well, Royal Enfield is happy to just replace the speedometers, but a dealer friend of mine, service manager, mentioned that even if it's replaced, since it's not a engineered or modified part, issue would reoccur again. So hence I've been waiting for an update. What is promised me that a re-engineered part is in works at this point, and once that comes in, I would get 2 brand new twin pods, and my orders would again reset back to 0. So it's going to be a 0 kilometer on the auto again. Alright, so yeah, we are on the highway, and just passing the commercial tax post. What's here? I hope this is just for the tax and not for my GoPro or recording what I'm doing. I think somebody got held up. It's an amazing ride, truly enjoying it. I just wish I get to see the sunrise, hopefully, but chances are very remote because weather has been terrible due to the cyclone and the rains. Yeah. So one thing what I really wished, that the front suspension on this bike could have been better. I feel it is too soft and bottoms out at times, right? Someone says Royal Enfield makes amazing suspensions, but I don't think that's true in this case. I would have really loved it if the suspension was slightly on the stiffer side in the front, like the CB350, Well, there are alternatives to modify that to get the stiffness, but that's a expensive affair. People have gone in for YSS suspension kits and a different grade of fluid in the tubes. So I'm going to wait and watch and see what I'm going to do about it. But yeah, different options available in the market. So that's one thing I really found could have been better. And another thing was when I got this bike, I somehow felt that the tappet on the left hand side, the tappets, the exhaust valves were slightly on the looser side, because I was hearing little more than normal ticking noise from the left side cylinder. So yes, I asked my dealer, hey, can you do it? But people seem to be, not open to do that unless it's a real issue. so that's where I decided that that's going to be a DIY project, and I did it last weekend. And yes, I did find that this bike, as you know, is a 8 valve 4 valves per cylinder, totally 8 valves, 4 inlet and 4 exhaust valves. So a couple of valves were running extremely tight. So if that is the case, the bike would not be able to breathe properly and burn the fuel in the right manner. So I went ahead and got all my valves or the clearance to the factory spec, and now the bike performs it's a symphony to see or hear both the cylinders rumble away all the way. So total symphony, and bike is running extremely smooth, and the power delivery is really amazing. So totally enjoying it. So yes, my friends, the good news is slight drizzle is on. So not a great news, but drizzle is on, and let me see what I'm going to do. Probably pull over, take a break, and then resume. So yes, been quite fortunate. The drizzling just stopped, or it's not raining out here. So yeah, continuing my ride. I'm going to pull over in the next crossing and take a short break. Effortless cruising, truly effortless cruising. And frankly speaking, I haven't tested out the top speed on this bike, People have done even 160 and 180 as well. But I'm not going to try that. Because I feel comfortable cruising on this bike is 120 to 140, nothing more than that. So, and especially with the damp roads and the rainy conditions, it's not worthwhile experimenting. So yeah, so let me pull over here and take a short break and see where I would want to head further from there. Oh yes, the fun fact for today, usually I used to look forward to fill petrol in Krishnagiri, which is where I am right now, and as you can see, the price of the petrol is 103.31 here, and Bangalore apparently is cheaper by 3 rupees 30 paise. So that's a lot of money. So hence I filled petrol right near my house. I tanked up before starting. So okay, all right, so let's take a short break and then resume. I'm going to give you a short walk around, or rather exhaust note of the bike. So bike has become dirty riding in the rains, but since the time I got my the car washer, I'm not worried. I'm not at all worried about bike getting dirty. So I can just put the jet and clean it up in a matter of 5 minutes. That's it. So yeah, so let me give you a short engine sounds totally in sync, especially after the valve setting. Hope it's audible. So yes, my friends, let's give it a break. So let Roxanne take a break, and I'm going to take a short break, and then we'll keep talking. A typical winter morning in and around Bangalore. So yeah, so I'm at McDonald's, and it's empty, and I like it. So of course very limited menus during these hours, but yeah, I'm just going to have a quick bite and a coffee, and then get going. It's a chilly morning. Oh, the fresh air. And an amazing bike. What else do we need, right? Totally enjoyed the ride today. Totally enjoyed it. We have the burger. I'm loving it. We have the burger and an hash brown. So I'm going to pick my coffee after this bite, and let's go ahead and enjoy it. Amazing coffee, McDonald's. Let's So my friends, just having my coffee and really enjoying wonderful music here and the company of myself. So that's something. If you are a person who enjoys company of yourself and like being alone, exploring the nature, exploring the places, and all of that, especially on the motorcycles, what you love so much, being solo becomes more pleasurable and enjoyable rather than being in a group or with a group of friends. Of course, going out with your good buddies has its own charm, but being solo, being alone, riding, going places, spending time with yourself has its own charm. You tend to, rediscover a lot of things about yourself, and it helps. So I'm really enjoying my solo rides. I've taken a detour and going back towards Bangalore. So it's a cloudy, foggy morning, and I'm sure there won't be sunrise as such in this situation. I just hope it doesn't rain and remains pleasant so far. So yeah, amazing weather, nice weather to ride, definitely, all day long in such weather. So let's enjoy the ride. This bike produces about 52 Newton meters of torque, and the Royal Enfield claims that it produces all of that under 3500 RPM. So that's cool, isn't it? So from that point, it's a lot of usable torque what the engine produces. Let me try to pull the bike a bit. Let me get a good stretch and pull the bike and see what's the comfortable speed I can do on this bike. Machines are always highly capable, my friends. Machines are highly capable. We aren't. Our skills are no match to the machines. So machines are very, very superior. So this bike could be capable of doing 180, but can I do 180 on this bike? And would I want to do 180? I don't think so. Maybe on the Versys, yes, because that's a way better handler, right? So that's the thing. So we need to respect the machine and stay within our safe limits, right? lot of traffic here today. Lot of traffic. I really wish I get a open stretch. I really wish. Oh, ho, 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 ho. My friend is attacking the cars. The dog in the white and black over there, so okay, 5000 RPM, 125. $5,500 RPM, 140. Bike is quite stable at 140. What a beautiful view. What a beautiful view of the hills. And that's a forest range, by the way. It's called Sanamav Forest. So I believe it has some wildlife as well, because I've seen the boards, that elephants crossing and all that stuff as a caution. So looks beautiful from here. It's a reserve forest. Just loving it, my friends. I'm just loving the experience on this amazing roadster. No doubt this bike has such a fan following back in the West and Europe as well. So there's a reason why people, mature riders, love this machine. So, and you might ask me in India why it's not clicked. So yes, it's quite an unfortunate situation that a lot of people who got this bike got it with certain expectations, but this bike is something little different, right? So this bike is is a bike which you can, either use it as is or build upon it, right? And make it the way you want it. So that's the key here. So as every bike has its own advantages and disadvantages, pros and cons, this bike also does, right? No bike is perfect. So from that point of view, we need to really be aware, self-aware of the bike in terms of what you are looking in on that bike, right? No one bike is going to do it all. Trust me. If that were to be the case, people wouldn't have had multiple bikes for different purposes, right? So that's the thing. So yeah. Lot of traffic today, not able to get a open stretch at all. And amazing braking this bike has. Of course it has to. Therefore it's got Brembo brakes, the real Brembo brakes. At least the pads are Brembo, including the rotors. Finally, sunlight, but it's on the other side. Let me pull over. Finally, we have the sunlight, and that is after 3 days approximately. So let's take a quick glimpse of the morning sunrise. So that's it, is my friend, that is it. I really wish I started the ride a bit late, and ideally I would have been wanted to ride towards the sun rise and experience the morning glory. So nevertheless, we got to witness the morning sunrise, and happy about it. And yeah, let's get back, Roxanne, let's get back. Overall throttle response of the bike has improved to a great extent, right? So really, what a machine with 8 valves is supposed to behave. A twin cylinder machine with 8 valves, with the valves in the right factory spec, right? So I don't know why some of the valves were tight and some of them loose. I'm really surprised. Is it from the factory, or was it the service center who do this kind of job? And if they really are doing a job, they need to be really passionate about what they're doing, right? And do it really well. Doesn't make sense, because these valves, it's a very minute adjustment, my friends, very minute adjustments, and they have to be perfect. That's where you have all the required tools what one need to use. So I'm really surprised they couldn't do it, but happy that I could get it and do it all by myself. Easy cruising speed, 120 plus, given the roads. These are not the roads for that kind of speed, and this is not the traffic, right? So, not really sure why so much of traffic today. Lot of trucks, lot of trucks. Oops, that was a bad crater. That's where I feel the front suspension could have been stiffer. It actually bottoms out, although I've not experienced, but I feel that the travel is too less. It could have been a bit more harder or stiffer. I did hit up to 6000 RPM today. I did not really go beyond because the roads did not permit, rather the traffic did not permit. Otherwise I would have loved to probably redline this beast today. I really need to do something about these twin pods fogging up, right? So the touring seat on this bike is really helping out. It's not a standard seat, it's a touring seat. So touring seat has got a very good cushioning. So the comfort levels are decent, I would say. Even if you want to ride say 200 or 300 kilometers up and down, would not be a problem. Loving the rumble of the twins. Okay my friends, nothing against the singles, the single cylinder engines are one of the most simpler ones to build, maintain and own overall, right? So that's where the simplicity plays a key role in overall costing and maintenance, right? So still quite foggy. It's a torque machine, guys. It's a torque machine. The way it pulls, right? Swiftly. Just takes off. Okay, my friends, so very close to home, hitting the toll gate. So really enjoyed the ride, and I hope you too enjoyed this particular motor vlog and the discussions and all the talks of what I had. So yeah, so thank you so much for tuning in and watching this particular vlog. Do take care of yourselves and stay safe until we meet next time. So signing off, my friends.